Did you know your car can lose more engine life in the first 5 minutes of driving than in an entire 2-hour highway trip? Most people think harmful engine wear only comes from high speeds, long drives, rough roads, or pushing the car too hard. But the reality is much more subtle. Most of the long-term engine damage actually happens in the minutes right after you start your engine. These are the moments when temperatures change quickly, fluids are still cold and thick, sensors are adjusting, and internal parts are moving before lubrication has fully reached every corner. Small mistakes during these early minutes silently shave years off your engine's lifespan. Today, we are going to look at 11 after startup mistakes that quietly destroy your engine without you realizing it, and how some easy habits can help your engine last hundreds of thousands of miles longer. Mistake 11. Accelerating hard when the oil is cold. A cold engine uses cold oil, and cold oil is slow. It doesn't reach the top of the engine quickly, and it doesn't coat the metal surfaces fast enough. When you accelerate hard, you force the pistons, rings, bearings, and camshafts to spin at high speed before they're fully protected. This creates tiny scratches inside the engine. You don't notice them at first, but over thousands of cold starts those scratches multiply. The fix is simple. Drive easily for the first few minutes. Keep acceleration light. Let the engine temperature rise steadily before asking for power. Mistake 10. Hard braking and sudden stops early in the drive. When the engine is cold, the transmission, brakes, and tires are also cold. Sudden stops create uneven load on the drivetrain. This forces the engine to compensate, which increases early wear. Not only does this stress the valves and mounts, it also sends vibrations throughout the engine bay. For the first few minutes, drive smoothly and avoid sudden braking unless necessary. This isn't just for safety, it's for engine health too. Mistake 9. Running the engine at high RPM during the warm-up period. Cold metal expands unevenly. If you push the engine past 3000 RPM too early, the pistons heat up much faster than the cylinder walls. This creates uneven pressure and increases friction. High RPM starts are one of the most common causes of long-term engine wear. Keep your RPM low until the temperature gauge starts moving. Mistake 8. Using poor quality or expired coolant. Coolant doesn't just prevent overheating. It helps regulate temperature right after startup. Old coolant moves slower, loses its protective chemicals, and allows deposits to form. During the early minutes, the engine heats quickly, and old coolant can't handle the sudden temperature shifts. This creates hot spots inside the engine and stresses the head gasket. Good coolant helps your engine warm up evenly. Replace it on time and don't mix random types together. Mistake 7. Ignoring weak heat coming from the vents. Many people think weak heat is just a comfort issue, but it's often a sign of circulation problems. When the heater core is partially blocked or coolant is low, the engine doesn't warm evenly. This creates cold pockets in the engine block. Cold spots plus hot spots equal stress and cracked components. If your heater takes too long to warm up, don't ignore it. Fixing circulation early prevents major engine issues later. Mistake 6. Accelerating uphill while the engine is still cold. Climbing hills demands heavy torque. That torque forces the pistons and rods to push harder while the oil is still thick. This creates heavy stress on the upper engine and causes long-term scuffing. Avoid steep climbs during the first few minutes. If you live in a hilly area, give the car a minute to stabilize before climbing. Mistake 5. Turning the steering wheel fully to one side immediately after startup. Power steering fluid is also thick when cold. Turning the wheel all the way puts maximum pressure on the steering pump. The pump relies on fluid to lubricate and cool itself. Cold fluid can't do that well. This creates a whining sound that many people ignore. That sound is the pump suffering. Straighten your wheels at startup and avoid extreme turns until the fluid warms. Mistake 4. Ignoring minor vibrations during the first minute of driving. If your car shakes slightly right after moving, it's not just the cold engine. It could be worn mounts, uneven compression, clogged injectors, or weak ignition coils. The problem disappears once the engine warms, so people think everything is fine. But whatever causes that early vibration is also creating micro wear. Detect problems early to avoid bigger repairs. Mistake 3. Letting your fuel level drop too low, especially in winter. The fuel pump relies on fuel for cooling and lubrication. Running low fuel during a cold start makes the pump work harder. Cold mornings plus low fuel equals early pump failure. And when the pump struggles, the engine receives inconsistent fuel, which causes rough combustion and extra carbon buildup. Keep your tank at least 1/4 full to protect your pump and your engine. Mistake 2. Ignoring battery health even if the car starts fine. A weak battery may start the engine, but it forces the alternator to work extra hard immediately after startup. The alternator pulls mechanical power from the engine to recharge the battery. During a cold start, this is the worst possible time to add extra load. If your headlights dim when starting, or your cranking sounds slower, check the battery. Don't wait until it dies. Mistake 1. Turning the AC or defogger to full power instantly. Your AC compressor adds a heavy load on the engine. When the engine is cold, that load is very harmful. People turn the AC or defogger on immediately, thinking it helps clear the windshield faster. But it forces the engine to work harder before oil circulation is complete. Always wait a short moment before activating the AC. Your engine will thank you. Most engines don't fail from one big mistake. They fail slowly from thousands of small ones. The early minutes of driving are the most sensitive. Treat that time with respect. Avoid heavy load, fast acceleration, unnecessary strain, and sudden demands. Keep your fluids fresh, your filters clean, and your habits smart. If you protect your engine during the warm-up window, it will reward you with years of smooth running, better fuel economy, and fewer repairs. The difference between an engine that dies early and an engine that lasts a lifetime often comes down to the simple habits you build every day.